Hi, it's Reynolds, the Godfather of Credit, where dreams come true. I want to show you part of my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's right. I want to be able to show you from rags to riches and where I was when I got knocked down the last time. My focus is to help each and every person who wants help. Yes, all right, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, you want to achieve it, I can help you there. Doesn't matter if it's getting $100,000 of personal or business credit to $1 million, or buying that $1 million house, $200,000 house to fix it up and flip it. It doesn't matter. I've done it all. I brought in over $200 million in my lifetime. I'm semi-retired. I don't need your money, but I need to help you. That's my goal. I believe God gave me a gift, and I want to share my gift to help as many people as they want to. As you'll see is my house in Huntington Harbor. Yeah, it was about a 6,000 square foot house worth about $6 million, living the good life. It was great. You can see the backyard. Every morning, every night from my bed, I could see the water. I could smell the ocean breeze. It was phenomenal. You can see the U-Dock where the Duffy was. I used to take my wife around to the restaurant, all right, or at night for romance. You can see my boat that was for Havasu and Marcedes. My point is, I want to show you what I had, all right? I want to show you what I lost, and I want to show you I was rags to riches to get there in the first place. And I can show anybody how to get there. There's that race boat. My God, that thing was fast. We took that to Catalina, right outside the harbor, in 14 minutes. Literally 14 minutes, 26 miles. It flew so fast. Oh, our big boat. It was nice. We had 2 large boats. All right. It was nice. My life changed in 2009. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in a couple of minutes. Oh, can't forget my house in San Clemente. The house was 22,000 square feet. The guest house is 4,800 square feet, all right, on 3 acres behind the gates in a gated community called Hunt. By the way, God has blessed me with totally of 6 beautiful children. That's right. My oldest graduated from APU, Azusa Pacific, at 21. Okay, a director of schools. My second one, all right, graduated with honors, Vanguard. Next one graduated Fullerton. She's a CSI. Next one graduated Vanguard. Next one's an honor student doing work 2 years in advance. And my son. I had 5 daughters. Oh my God, what a gift. All right. I learned patience. That's right. Having a son changed my life as well. Boys and girls are totally different. Totally. What a gift. I love my children. I went home every night and I did one thing. I never did business at home. I wouldn't take phone calls, didn't want to discuss business. When I was home, it was daddy time. You see, as an orphan, well, I had these moms and dads, if you want to call them. This man and woman I lived with as a kid was as abusive as can be, everything you can imagine and then some. I was dropped off at Redondo Beach every day from the age of 3 to 6, all right, literally Redondo Beach pier to fend for myself. I learned how to steal and beg, all right, off the pier. Not a way that any child should live. But the difference is I learned how to be disciplined. One of the things that helped me the most is when I watched how to do what's called martial arts. In other words, in Redondo Beach, there was a karate studio. I literally looked outside the window and I started doing what they were doing inside. Now, when this man came out, his name was Aaron. I'm not going to feed off their last names, but the reality is this. Aaron grabbed me so hard, I thought he was going to kill me. Said, if you're going to get free lessons, you come in here and you clean the toilets, you clean the floors. By the way, I got lessons all the time. It was nice. Him and his brother Chuck became very famous, movies and everything else, and I learned from the greatest martial artist that I feel in my life. I was on That's Incredible 3 times. By the way, I hold the record for the highest kick in the world to this day. Highest kick. That just means white boys can't jump. I want you to know that I accomplished his goals because I believed in me. Out of everybody in my life who didn't believe, you can't do this, you can't do that, I had to believe in me. Then the goal was simple. My first car, all right, years ago, was a Lamborghini. All right, I had to feel good about myself because as a child, I felt ugly, really ugly and bad. So I fought through it. Another one of the cars as well. And yes, I love Harleys. I'm a typical guy. I love motorcycles. I love dirt bikes. I love all the goodies. So I have my own Harley as well. Then there was the S55 handmade Mercedes. Then I had 2 Ferraris, an InZone, and I had this Ferrari, an F55. Then these were my twins, all right? The reason I call them twins, because why? Twin Lamborghinis, the Diablo and the Murcielago. This building, I used to own this building, that white, pearl white Lamborghini LP 640. My God, this was great. 212 miles an hour on the track. So let's talk about money. Money, okay? The American dream. $200 million I brought in the last 30 years. All right, I've done real estate. I've directed different things. I've done my productions. I've invented products. I've done a couple TV shows. I've written as a ghostwriter. I've done all kinds of different things, all right, to bring in the dollars. There's nothing wrong with bringing in money. So the reality is, what I believe is I have to show you what I did, all right, as I fell down again, how I got back up again, and how you can basically get back up the first time or the second time and never give up. So now you got to get a little history of me, all right, what I've done for over 30 years, helping people, over 3 million clients, $3.2 billion of credit for people as well, and I had it all, okay? In 2009, it all came to an end. That's right, an end. I found myself in a coma. We took 30 people, and then 2 other churches showed up, so a total of 80 people in our yacht. They wanted to watch the fireworks. So I found myself in a coma. That coma, they told my wife, he's not going to make it. Go get a pastor of his church. Here's me in that coma, God talking to me, all right? All I remember is hearing is he's going to die. All I remember in that coma is fighting with somebody, arguing. I got to go back. I got to go back. I got to go back. I got to take care of my wife. I fought so hard to go back, all right? I could hear everybody, couldn't move, all right? I wanted to go back, all right? Later on, I realized that was Jesus Christ I was fighting with. I didn't know it at the time. He gave me the chance to go back. At this point, they were pronouncing me dead. Can you imagine my credit report actually said I was deceased after all this? The next step was, all right, CPA and attorney showed up. We need this signed here, all right, so we can take care of the business, all right, if your husband's not going to make it. By the way, that was a POA. If you don't understand a POA, that's power of attorney. You know what they did? You can imagine. House, bank accounts, and all. When I got out of that coma, I was walking behind an oxygen tank, all right, trying to walk before in front of it, trying to wheel it, because you got to learn how to do it, all right, and to breathe. We went to our home, found it's not our home. Tried our bank accounts, not our bank accounts. Tried our credit cards, we were homeless. Our stuff was put into a storage. I got my laptop, all right, I got my kitchen table. I got out, I started a business, got a corporation, all right. I literally stood on Beach Boulevard without a shirt, with a sign, and it said, IRS took it all right, lost it all, please help. They even took my shirt. And you know what? I got $300 in about 2 hours, got a corporation, got a Dun & Bradstreet, got a corporation from there, got basically $100,000 of credit and build more. I retook my credit score from a 540 up to a 780 as well. Some people would have gave up. Not me. Faith and persistence. I lost everything. They took it all. I thank God every day for my experience and what I went through. My wife says I'm more humble. She says back then I was kind of arrogant at times because I had what I needed. Yes, Ray, you gave and you helped people all the time, but, you were a little cocky sometimes. And if I was, I apologize because that's never been my nature, and that's not what I want to project. I want to walk with honor. I thank God, and I thank for the people that are actually out there listening to this day. Thank you for taking the time. Maybe I can help you if you allow me to. Starting over, let's see, step 1. I knew all I had to do is take my own advice. See, I wrote the books for others, and now I had to use my own books and techniques. Okay, corporation, Dun & Bradstreet, corporate credit, supply credit, cash credit. Repair my credit, get new credit. Simple. I'm sitting here now with the credit for the business and for myself. I've got my life on track, and all I'm going to do is help people if they want to. Let me show you what you can do for yourself. I want you to go to my websites. All right, I want you to get to know me. I want to build a lifetime relationship with you. If that's your choice, corporate credit, RayReynolds.com. RayReynoldsMinistries.org, JesusToldMe1.org, and RayReynoldsSurvive.com. Visit the websites, get to know me, all right, and understand something. If we build a partnership personally to help you, all right, I'm going to be there as long as I'm alive. All right, I won't let you down. I'll hold your hand. If you need a question answered, I'm there to answer your question. As we always tell people, this is not to be recorded or produced. Reality is people are going to do what they want. I just got to say it's against the FBI rules to record this and to use it for commercial purposes. There's my disclaimer. First, we have to start with a dream list, a dream. First, you got to think about family. You got to think about your kids. You got to think about house. What are the dreams? What are your goals? If you don't know how to get a good income, I can show you how to do that as well. All right? And then we think about business, a corporation or a business or a franchise. Let's remember, you have what's called your past, your present, and your future. Now, I had a tax problem. All right? You have an offering compromise. You have a form called 656, 433A and B. There's ways to get rid of things. You have the Hardship Act that can help you with student loans, all right, or even judgments based on what you need to do to survive. It's not hard to do. It's just knowing how to do. Remember, I had to file a bankruptcy after my coma. My score went to a 460. That's right, 460. No one's going to talk to me. Bad credit. What did I do? I analyzed it. I pulled the credit bureaus. I looked at the score. I cried for 5 minutes. I got back up and I fought. I disputed. I challenged everything in every which way I can. And I started over again and again and again. All right? And I knew how to take myself off the national mailing list, and I set it all up correctly, and I protected the family. I had my first credit card in 4 months. That's right. This is the first credit card for $5,000. It took me 4 months to take my 460 to get to a 680 to get $5,000 to $10,000 credit card within a couple months. Then I have the ability to keep going there and there. You see, credit is basically a way to kind of stack it. In other words, on top of each other, getting more and more and more. I've always called it daisy chaining. See, without credit, how am I going to buy a house? How do I buy a car without credit? Okay? How do I build my life over without credit? I need some cash. We show you how to basically do dispute process. We analyze it. We legal method, how to improve it. So these are the things that I'm going to show you. It needs to be done as well. Remember, on the website, you'll see some books and products. All of the videos, CDs, are on the websites, and they're free. That's right. You want a hard copy, you make a donation, you get that. You want the actual book, you make a donation to my ministry, you get the book and the CD. It's simple. So if I help you, you help me with all the missions that I'm working on, and it's a donation. So you get your money back on your taxes. It's like getting it for free. You should check out the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Let me say it again. The Fair Credit Reporting Act. Find out Section 611. When you get your credit bureaus, all right, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, remember, you can get them free once a year from annualcreditreport.com. There's no scores there, but you at least see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, there's a phone number here. It's a toll-free number. I helped them years ago set this up, probably 20, 30 years ago. And what this does is you opt out for 5 years. It gets you off the national mailing list is what it does. So it gets rid of the robocalls and the junk mail and some other things. So get off of the national mailing list again. That's 888-567-8688. Okay? I want to give you as much information as I can. Let's understand something. If you dispute all the negatives on your credit, your goal is to dispute it and say, please verify. Now, if you do it 2 or 3 times, understand next. You won't get any difference after the third one unless you wait 60 days or change your address. Let's understand common sense. If a creditor has your address, and so does the credit bureau, they have a connection to that address. After the third dispute, pull your credit from a different address and zip code, it breaks the connection, and start the cycle over. I moved my address 6 times in 1 year and did this from basically a 460, all right, back to a what? A 760. Okay? I jumped 200 points. Please don't hire a credit repair company that's going to charge you a setup fee and a monthly fee. They're just going to milk the monthly fee, take forever. So I got my score to that 780. I love it. Okay? I get credit cards. I got too many. I'd rather have what? Too many. If I have a bad day or I need some money or something went wrong in my life, I'm going to say cash advance. I'm going to basically do one thing. I'm going to basically play catch up, not fall down. Personal credit versus corporate credit. Let's understand something. There's a couple of big lies out there. All right, you got Dave and Susie, be debt free. All right, that's a lie. If you're debt free and have no credit cards, your credit score goes to 0. You must maintain 3 credit cards with a little balance and maintain monthly payments. Do not tell your creditor to close an account, because that creditor tells your credit bureau to close the account per their request. Now it says creditor or grantor said close the account. Now you have a negative when you thought you were going to have a positive. You got to learn the do's and the don'ts. From there, do not pay off your house. You need a manageable payment, so that way you can offset your taxes. You want to pay off your house, pay it down so it's an affordable payment. The rest is homestead. If you're a homestead state, put it into a trust. From there, 401k, Roth IRA, self-directed IRA, protect that. If you pay off your house and you need money, go to the bank with no credit score or even a good credit score, all right, you're going to play a very, very difficult time getting money out of your home. Trust me. Corporate credit's a write-off. There's no loan to value. You get to write off the interest rate, the penalty. You get to grow a business. All right? You can do corporate credit correctly. Yes, you're the CFO of your corporation, Chief Financial Officer. Yes, you can get $50,000, $100,000 supply credit, no guarantee. There's a couple little cash cards, yes, but you're going to be the CFO, so you better fix your personal credit so you can sign on the behalf of the corporation. It's up to you. If you look under the Constitution, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, a corporation is a legal person. That's what I said, a legal person. How did Orange County file bankruptcy? Chapter 9, they're a corporation. How did Stockton do it? They're a corporation. How did Donald Trump do it 4 times? They were corporations. Understand, the United States of America, a corporation. Our president is the president of a corporation. Get it? You should have a what? Corporation. But that's up to you. Various entities. You can be a DBA, doing business as yourself. You can be a C Corp, closed corporation. You can be an S Corp, which is a single filing of you and the business, an LLC, an LLP, nonprofit, or professional corp if you're a doctor, lawyer, CPA. Every one of these things I brought down step by step. Here's DBA. Look at it. You get the write-offs a little bit, but the reality is you have the liability on you. If you want to transfer your house and your assets to a corporation, I would say no. Transfer them to a trust. All right, protect them. A car that's used for business should be the corporation for liability purposes, but to protect. See a CPA or attorney that know what they're talking about. Always protect yourself. Do not have the intent to do fraud, ever. I've been saying this for 30 years. If you have the intent to do fraud, I will be the first one to testify against you in a court of law. You'll see it in my books and my CDs for over 30 years. In other words, do it right. You can take basic ways to loan money, put it in the bank, put it in a CD, borrow against it, creating references that a corporation will need. I'll show you step by step how to do this in one of my webcasts. Now, we got to talk about that corporation and things you want. You are the first director. You're the founder. You're the CFO. You're the president. There's nothing wrong with all of that. Even with bad credit, if you're repairing your credit, get it set up, pick the state you want. By the way, you don't have to go to LegalZoom and pay $200 for articles of incorporation. All states give them online for free. File them for free, pay their fee, and now you're incorporated. Next step is Dun & Bradstreet, phone number, build the supply credit as you're repairing your personal credit. That way, when you have your Dun & Bradstreet and the corporate scores there, you can now be the CFO to get the cash credit, to get that franchise, buy that house and flip it, or whatever type of business you truly want to be in. I have over 2,000 clients that did between $1 and $10 million each into their corporation. Here's the breakdown of C Corporation. Look through it. Again, I'll go through it on the webcast. You can ask all the questions you want. A C Corp's good for credit. It's a closed corporation. The next thing is an S Corp. It's not one of my favorites because you're liable. You have to guarantee everything, but it does let you do one tax filing for you and the business. So if you're making a lot of money, an S Corp can make a lot of sense. An LLC. If you ever notice, doctors and lawyers have what's called a limited liability corporation of corporations. In other words, 10 attorneys all have a corporation working for an LLC. That's why they break it down. In other words, they can buffer all the money, spend as much as they can, I believe, and pay as little tax as possible. You ever notice more rich people have LLCs? Maybe that's why they don't pay as much tax. Check with your CPA or your attorney. LLP is a partnership. Same thing with an LLC, but it's a partnership instead, and then they protect their assets in pieces. These are good things for corporations to do real estate. But again, keep that in mind. If you're doing real estate, you might think about a different type of structure. Again, the professional corp's known as a PC. It's usually the doctor, lawyer, CPA. Nonprofit's my favorite. I started my first nonprofit when I was 11 years old. I have nonprofit corporations now that have 501c3 IRS exemption. They're great. Be careful when you donate money, like the March of Dimes. Do you know the reason they're called the March of Dimes is only one dime goes to any good cause out of $1? The goodwill, no money goes to anybody but the founder and the corporation. That's why they have retail and donate, and they pay all their employees minimum wage. Please do your homework when it comes to nonprofit. You'll find out most of them, I won't say all of them, take the money for administration instead. I'd rather give to the Red Cross. I'd rather give something like that that's really helping, or a local ministry that's helping the homeless. Look into my programs that I have, and I put every dime I can into them to help the homeless, unwed mothers, wounded warriors, and even our thrift stores. So check it out. Be careful. Nonprofit's a great tool. Go through the website, look at the different things you have, and even products. Remember, my CDs are there for free. Watch them, free. The next thing is if you want a copy, when you basically make a donation, I'll send you a copy. If you want the books, and I'll throw in the CDs for free, that's all basically a donation. You get to write it off. Me helping you help yourself. Keep in mind, trademark, trade name, copyright. Protect yourselves. Not everybody is your friend, okay? I've learned it many, many times. Be careful. If you're truly going to do real estate, keep in mind, you had Ed Beckley out there for years. You had Carlton Sheets. You have all these other people selling books and products and workshops and boot camps and all this great stuff. Bottom line is a corporation, if it's going to buy properties, they should buy into a division. Each property should be a division of the corporation for liability and for the expense and to refab the property. Keep in mind, if you want 5 properties under you, try it. Good luck. After you buy the first one, the bank's going to say your loan to value is what? Terrible. If you buy them under a division of a corporation, there's no loan to value. And you don't put all 5 properties in a corporation. You put each property in a division. When it's sold, the proceeds go into the parent company. If a division has a bad property, you can incorporate it literally, and you can bankrupt the bad piece and keep the other good pieces. There's a strategy to business and corporations. You have to learn what's called the line of defense. This shows you the parent company with a tax ID, the 3 divisions with tax IDs. You can build products, you can have franchises, real estate, whatever you want if you structure it correctly. Here's the book about personal credit, okay? You'll see that on the website as well. That way, if you need book and CD, it'll help you go through it step by step. And on the webcast, you'll be able to ask me questions. I'll be able to hold your hand as you do this yourself. There's a real estate series that help people do over $100 million of real estate. There's 3 books, CDs. Again, the CDs are on the website. From there, if you make a donation, we send you the books and the CDs. Or just watch the CDs for free and learn as much as you can. It's up to you. Next, you have what's called the financial series. The financial series is there. It's going to show you anywhere from becoming the bank, loaning out money, private lending, tax balancing, and what's called buckets of money. And you can reinvest in those buckets of money as well. Last but not least, you have what's called the Founder's Kit. 12 books and CDs from A to Z, how to set up the corporation, structure it, step by step, how to get the basic credit as well. So all I'm saying is I'm Ray Reynolds. I've been known as the Godfather of Personal Business Credit. I brought in over $200 million in my lifetime. I've helped over 3 million clients get $3.2 billion of credit, and I'm back out here trying to help every consumer that wants help. When you visit my websites, you're going to see that anywhere from Ray Reynolds Survive, corporate credit, rayreynolds.com, JesusToldMe1.org, and you're going to see rayscredit.com. I'm here to help people. And if I can help you, all right, I'll be glad to. I'll be doing webcasts. I'll be doing live seminars and boot camps to help people as well. Have a great and a blessed day.